Alright, hi everybody. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make mud water at home. In particular, I'm going to be showing you how to make it in bulk, 100 cups at a time to be exact, so you can save money and still enjoy this without breaking the bank. So if you haven't seen my previous video or you don't know what mud water is about, it's a coffee alternative that's very low on caffeine but has a lot of really cool ingredients in it that can help you get the same or very similar focus of caffeine without perhaps the negative side effects like the caffeine crash or headaches that I was experiencing. So the ingredients that you're going to need are all linked down in the description. I'll just go through them quickly here. The first is masala chai. This is a blue lotus chai. It's got the black tea, but then all the spices that are characteristically known for masala chai. Then we've got turmeric, cacao powder. It's like an organic, unrefined cocoa powder. We've got the infamous mushrooms. This blend in particular has maitake, lion's mane, cordyceps, reishi, shiitake, turkey tail, and chaga. And then cinnamon. And also, if you want, you can also put Himalayan salt, which is in the original mud water recipe, but I just prefer it without it, or I just only sprinkle a little bit in. And then if you also want to imitate their creamer, you can also get coconut milk and MCT oil, but we'll touch on that a little bit later. Then for non-food items, you're also going to need a bowl to combine everything in, and then you're going to need 1 cup and a half cup measuring cups, and then a whisk to mix everything together. You also need, for the end of this, some empty containers so that once you've created your whole mixture, you can store it in some tins. So I like to store it back in these containers, and then a little bit ironically, I've kept my original mud water container, and then that way, once it's all mixed, I just put it right back in here, and then I can just scoop it out. So the reason that I make it in 100 cups at a time is because the Blue Lotus Chai Masala Tea comes already as 100 servings. So it's really fun because all you have to do is just take this and just dump it into your bowl, and you don't have to do a lot of measuring there. Okay, so once you've got your masala chai, then you're gonna move on to your cocoa powder, and you're gonna do 3 cups of this. Now, I've gotten some feedback from my first video that some of you find this to be a bit too chocolatey. I love really the smoothness that the cocoa powder brings to the recipes, so if you want to go a little bit lighter here on the cocoa, feel free, but honestly this is one of my favorite parts, so I'm a little bit liberal on the cocoa, but I think, in my opinion, it's the best part. So next up is the mushroom blend, and you're going to do, you're going to do half a cup of this. So grab your half cup measurer. Next is your cinnamon, which is here, also half a cup, 1 cup. Ooh, my bowl's getting a little bit small. 1 cup next then of turmeric. And honestly, this is also one of my favorite parts of this recipe. The yellow of this is just so beautiful. I lived in India for a little bit and used to just see this piled up on the streets at spice markets, and it was just such a beautiful yellow color. It honestly looked fake, but Indians believe that, and I mean it's true, turmeric has a lot of very medicinal properties, and they would actually rub it on their faces in the morning. So sometimes women I worked with would come to work and they would have a yellow tint on their skin because they had put turmeric on their face. And then the last is Himalayan salt. In the ratios that I have, I say half a cup, but honestly I think it would be better if you just mix this up, make a cup, and then just sprinkle the salt in to taste. So then at this point, just take your whisk and begin to just mix everything thoroughly. It's a little bit hard because all of the powders are brown, so it's kind of hard to tell when you've got an even mixture. But again, because you're just going to be scooping out a tablespoon or 2 of this at a time, you want to make sure that you have a thorough mix here. It might be easier if you've got like a KitchenAid or some other kind of food processor to mix this, and honestly, probably I should have picked a bigger bowl. I might go and do that right now. Alright, back with a bigger bowl. The turmeric is going to be your best indicator because it's such a vibrant yellow color. You'll be able to see once that's mixed in pretty well. Alright, once you're done, you're just going to have a nice brown powdery color. Kind of looks like brownie mix or something. And then at this point, you're going to want to take your canisters, your empty canisters that you have, and you'll just scoop it in here, and then you'll be able to very conveniently be able to just scoop off a little every day to make your daily cup of mud water. This recipe yields 100 cups, and so you're going to be ladling or scooping out just over a tablespoon per cup of hot water. So it's like 3.25 teaspoons, which is the equivalent of a tablespoon and a little bit. So yeah, just use a heaping tablespoon for about every cup of water, and that's the recipe. All right, and for those of you who are interested in replicating their creamer, you can stick around and I'll walk you through this. listed in the ingredients here is coconut milk and MCT oil. So you can get a jug of MCT oil on Amazon. It would really only take you about a third of honestly, just a teaspoon of this to replicate the amount of fat that's in here. I always put a little bit more. But that would mean that this would last you almost 6 months, and this costs you $20. Then you can put as much coconut milk in as you want, similar to how you would choose how much creamer you would put in your coffee. And it's just a lot cheaper option, and honestly you get a lot more fat and creaminess, in my opinion, in comparison to how much you're going to be paying and how little you get per serving of this. So I don't really have a bulk recipe here. You just kind of have to do it to taste in a similar way of you choosing how much creamer you want in your coffee. So anyways, I hope this was helpful. I hope that this clears up any confusion about how to make this in bulk. And yeah, let me know in the comments below if you tried it out yourself, if you have any other things that you might add. I know other people were adding other supplements and giving feedback about the chocolatiness or the saltiness and that kind of thing. So always love reading your comments and your questions, and stay tuned for more videos on other things that you can drink that are good for your health.